people in California, they legitimately believe that this is going to overrule California law. They think that this is going to pass a prohibition. They have no clue how the law works. They don't even understand that this is going to change nothing for the state.
The media keeps saying it's a nationwide ban, which is not true.
Yeah.
And they're going to get away with it by saying, well, we mean in different places all across the nation, but it's not actually nationwide.
How they can lie like this, like openly and notoriously, is just like, at this point, it's staggering. And so Robert, I don't know if you guys talked about it. What do you think this is going to do for the midterms? Like, how do you think this is going to impact the midterms?
Where a lot of people assume because of the media that this will help Democrats, it will not. The people who love abortion always vote. They're upscale women, upper middle class professionals, and they're simps and they're soy boys.
Yeah,
and that's it. The people who have been waiting for this for 40 years are now going to turn out. I mean, they were already going to turn out, but now they're really going to turn out. So your working class evangelical voter is going to turn out. And abortion has never been popular amongst Black and Hispanic working class Democrats because of their religious beliefs. So that's a myth that the Democrats have told themselves, that disproportionately killing Black and brown babies is popular in the Black and brown community. No, it is not. Never has been. And they lean pro-life when you dig in. And if you ask people an honest question, like the media has been lying to people forever, they'll say, are you for overturning Roe v. Wade? Most people have no idea what that fully means. Mm-hmm. They think that means banning abortion. That's why these Californians are going nuts. If you ask people, are you for returning abortion laws to the state government and to your elected representatives, overwhelmingly they support that. So this Supreme Court decision will be overwhelmingly supported by the public if it's honestly polled. And Richard Barris, People's Pundit, will honestly poll it. He's polled this issue for many, many years. Most abortion restraints are politically popular. What it is nobody's on board. Well, only a small percentage of the public is on board with a complete ban.
Yeah, right. So if you ask the question, so Barnes, if you ask the question, you polled everybody, said, are you for a federal prohibition on abortion? I think most people would say no, right?
Yeah, then you get 70% no. Right. But if you ask them, would you like to ban abortion after first trimester? Would you like to ban abortion for racial reasons or disability? They say yes, yes, yes. Would you like to ban abortion after the baby's heartbeat? Yes. So that's where most of these bills are supported by large supermajorities.
They've also conflated RU486, the morning after pill, with abortion, but abortificants and abortion are vastly, vastly different animals. And
depends who you ask.
Well, I mean, the idea, and states may try to ban abortificants, and that's a separate, in my opinion, that's a separate constitutional issue.
That's a drug that people can get their access. I mean, practically speaking, they'll still be able to get that.
Right.
Even if the state bans it. I mean, how good
order
is
it from Canada or India or whatever.
Exactly. I mean, obviously Johnny Depp didn't have a problem getting whatever drug he needed. So, it doesn't matter what. Yeah, legal.
That one was surprising. I was like, okay, Johnny.
Well, you might have needed it. Like after getting your fingers chopped off, like it might be a little tough. I'm just saying.
I think that got him going. I think he was pretty fired up after that one.
He's like, I'm painting the walls. I'm painting your insides next.
But I think the net effect of the midterms will mostly be neutral, slight plus XE to Republicans because of this will motivate pro-life. Well, like I said, the pro-choice voters are already in Democratic districts and Democratic states. So the pro-life voters will finally have something delivered after 40 plus years. That all this effort, the other guy who's going to benefit for this, if this opinion is signed off on, Donald J. Trump.
I was going to say, imagine his first speech. It's just that smug face. I told you it was coming. Told you it was coming. I told you the right justices.
Well, that was his promise to the evangelicals, right? That was his promise. Was overturning Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, I love the babies. I've always loved the babies. Favorite book is the Bible.
That is definitely not true. But
second favorite is Art of the Deal. Favorite book is the Bible. I mean it's and this actually will be politically popular.
Fair, I don't think he really read either of them. So
look, Torah. Some of my advisors say Torah is very beautiful, wonderful.
Some of my best
it's written in a dead language, I think.
But I think once people realize it's returning it to the states, it will be very popular.
Yes.
So that it will be hotly contested at the state levels, but only a few states. Like it'll be Texas, it will be a fierce fight in the state. but most of the states that want to ban it, it's overwhelmingly popular in those states.
Yeah, Nebraska, Oklahoma, South Dakota,
all the heartland of the country.
Like, I mean, come on.
But then you'll have in California them, aborting, babies 7 days after they're born. That'll just be going on over there.
They've already tried to push that law through.
Let's see them do it. Let's see what happens. What does it take to have politicians literally hanging from rafters? I tell you, some video footage of some doctor hammering some baby that's already been born to death would do it in a heartbeat. Like, wait, you voted for this? There will be trucks pulling up in California to politicians' houses. It'll be terrifying for them.
I doubt it. There'll be people who are like, well, that's the mother's choice. She's got to live her life. There'll be people who defend that.
Oh, in California, there will be.
There definitely will be in California.
Yeah, but there will be one welder who was born in Louisiana who had to move to California because his company moved there. And he'd be like, I ain't tolerating this shit.
Those are the nicest people I've seen here are the security, the construction workers. There's a lot of construction on LAX. The blue collar construction workers are the people who, help this state run, keep everything moving. Those are exactly the guys we saw in Canada that can shut things down if they just walk away.
And the key vote is going to be, if any vote moves in a pro-life direction in California, it's going to be Mexican-American Catholic voters.
Yep.
Well, if they submitted it a broad abortion rights issue to a referendum, the kind of laws they have would not pass even in California. Remember when they put gay marriage on the referendum and they thought that'd be real popular in California, and they're like, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of communities that were like, yeah, not so sure about that.
Which communities, Robert?
Minority communities, especially.
I mean, yes, predominantly
African American community voted.
They're not a monolith, Barnes. They're not a monolith. Come on, man.
They're pretty damn near close to monolith on this issue, though.
Yes, they are.
This and
I mean, that's the
homosexual.
That's really what the Dave Chappelle controversy is largely about. I mean, that's where the even though he's not by any stretch anti-gay, but they have never liked the gay rights movement and especially the trans movement co-opting the civil rights movement. They're like, our worlds are not the same, pal.
Yep. Now, at the risk of asking an incredibly stupid question, if the Supreme Court goes 5-4 liberal, is there anything that stops them from just reaffirming Roe again?
Right. Like if Kavanaugh flips?
Is it? Well, no. I'm thinking.
You mean
I'm thinking in the
if
future.
they whack some justices,
Thomas dies. Whatever.
Okay. They go full Scalia on some of the.
Is there anything that just stops them from being like, that decision's full shit? Is this just like back and forth?
Oh, we're screwed when liberals take over the Supreme Court because they don't believe the new wing of liberal justices don't care about any limits.
I care.
There's no constitution.
I care.
At that point. No,
I care about
the new liberals don't. I mean, the ones that went to law school with us, they were taught to impose their subjective values and lie about it being objective law.
No, that doesn't work for me. I don't like that at all. This is one of the reasons when I was reviewing it on my channel, I was critical of the decision in terms of its review of the quickening thing because it didn't really do that much for me. Because I don't think you can do anything other than be principled. If you're not being principled, you're no better than the pro-choice side. You're just doing what you want to do because it's because of what you like.
They don't care about. When have they ever cared? When have they ever cared about that?
Well, I care. I'm the last purist left.
Well, you're not a liberal. Like you're just not like.
Yeah, I mean, people who would call themselves like your Dershowitz
classic liberal
would care, but your new liberals don't care at all. They don't. The ends justify the means. The same people who are screaming about the right to bodily autonomy and privacy, meaning you have an abortion rights, are the same people who spent the last 2 years say you have no rights to.
I did notice the tension there, Robert. I did notice there was a little bit of contradiction between my body, my choice, and let's let the vaccine mandate for everybody. I'm like, wait, what?
Let's stick it into 2-year-old.
A little bit. Oh, and I was driving around. I don't know if you guys have heard this. This was shocking to me. A lot of things were shocking to me, but they're doing ads on the radio to vax kids now.
Oh yes, in California. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
No, in Florida, in Miami, I heard a ad.
Well, I believe
that's the drug companies. I'm suing them partially over that because they're doing what I consider false advertising.
Do you need another attorney? Because I'm looking for new work.